Hi guys, we have just finished editing part 2 featuring Foram and Rudra. Foram is a content creator and Rudra is a senior English linguist, and it was a pleasure to actually interview both of them. So do not forget to watch the episode till the end, but before that hit the subscribe button to help us roar even louder. So go ahead and subscribe now.
Do not get married, guys. Rudra Joshi, I'm a professional husband. Hate about weddings is that they are so hard on women and so easy on men. I think men refuse to acknowledge that, thinking that we also make sacrifices. Your sacrifice is not the same. Ranveer gave me blessings before I came to marry you. चीज बोलता हूँ तेरे को शादी कर रहा है, मस्त काम कर रहा है, बीवी को खुश रख, लाइफ में और कुछ नहीं चाहिए तुझे.
The personal little Ranveer thing that I carry around. I'm supposed to take up responsibility like it's my house, but I'm not feeling like it's my house. Like मैं फैला के नहीं बैठ सकती. It took me the longest time to get out of my room and roam around freely. People need to prepare their families for, right? I think men need to have this conversation.
It is your responsibility to make her feel at home.
The family is supposed to know the girl. What's funny is that they treat their sons as if they don't have minds of their own.
Yeah.
But then don't get them married, no. Hasi to Pasi, and he was playing, Pariniti's father.
He always wanted a father like him. That is my father.
Yeah?
He's a legend.
Perfect. Cut!
Sandwiches!
I was seeing your marriage videos, okay?
Yeah.
Like how I even thought of getting you guys on this show was when I saw one of the wedding videos and she bursted out crying on the stage. Like he handled it really well, is what I could see. And I don't know what you were going through. So if you could just tell me a little bit if you're okay with sharing.
The wedding prep was very stressful.
Okay.
Especially since he was unexpectedly working on those dates where we thought we'll be doing things together, planning, prepping, shopping. And it just so happened, that he wasn't around, and me being a type A, I was trying to control everything and at the same time trying to delegate and trying to go with the flow, but I was really bad at it.
Okay.
And of course, not everyone listens to you. Everyone has an opinion, and it's all very, very overwhelming. Nobody talks about this, but it's a whole production.
It's chaotic.
And it's so chaotic. And the more people that are involved, and there are going to be people involved, everyone's excited for the wedding. Yeah. It's everyone's night. It's not just your night, and nobody prepares you for it. So no matter how much you're trying to take control of it, I think the more you try to take control of it, the worse it gets. Yeah. But I think on that evening of the Sangit, I think everything else was fine. The wedding is, all about the rituals, and it was also the last event of the entire 3-day adrenaline rush. I think.
Next day was the wedding.
Next day.
So it starts off easy with a mehendi and a haldi and whatever, and then the Sangeet night was basically when we had to remember all the steps. Now, I've been a trained dancer, okay?
Okay.
Falguni Pathak was supposed to perform because she has great relationships with his father. She was here to celebrate,
of course.
a friend's son's wedding. It was so nice and so warm, but I was scared out of my mind because there were supposed to be important people. Chalo, theek hai. All of our friends and extended family, people that we don't even know, all the eyes are on us. And the fact that he handles that so well was really great for us because I really don't. Because the moment we entered, I was already so anxious. I was like, I haven't rehearsed very well. We haven't practiced our dance really well. And I had, you're hardly eating, hardly drinking water. You were just dehydrated. You were just functioning on adrenaline.
You still looked so beautiful.
No, but that's all professional hair and makeup. Please, I wish that was an everyday luxury, but looked stunning, but I didn't feel like how I looked at all. And then there was this announcement by the MC saying, Rudra and Foram, and I'm like, oh my god, I wanted to turn around. I'm shitting bricks. And I didn't know that I would respond this way to Spotlight. I thought I enjoyed attention, but turns out no. It was just a lot, and it was like the whole evening was sort of a blur for me. I remember things very vividly, but at the same time it was a big blur. Oh man.
And then so much happening inside. And I can imagine how it must be like.
One photo with dupatta, without dupatta, solo, mom, dad ke saath. And I'm like, okay, I get it. We asked for this production, but oh my god.
This is too much.
It's too much, And suddenly I'm like, why would people put themselves through this? Like, when is the fun going to start? But I think the anxiety kind of got better of me that evening because we performed all the dances. I think even that, like watching those dances were a big blur for me. I enjoyed them, but it was still a complete blur. I was so anxious. I forgot my steps.
And then
On stage, and then I just blanked out, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't handle this.
And then
And I just stopped.
started
I'm like,
crying.
no, this is
She
just a
started crying.
disaster.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I don't know. I just turned around, and I'm like, I can't do this. There are too many people looking at me, and he was just. He's usually like that. So I guess when we spoke about that one video, that one evening, that moment, I didn't realize how amazing it was. I mean, I did, but not from like a third person POV.
yeah.
You know, because he's always been like that. He's always been like, okay, what do you need? What do you need? Don't look at me. Look at me. Don't look at other people. Look at me. What do you want?
And he actually,
It's
I
fine.
could see like
yes.
the video said that,
Yeah.
that relax, it's okay, like I'm there.
Yeah.
Like,
And
breathe.
you don't need to look at anybody. It doesn't matter. It's our day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that these people are here for us because they don't matter. We matter. It's fine. It's our day.
So much about him
Yeah.
because it said that not only today, but whenever you break down, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing for lifetime.
yeah, always.
And I
It's
think
really sweet.
when they talk about weddings, it's always the good things that are highlighted. But I'm so glad that you all
Yeah.
put it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing
always.
is, it just happened to be on camera because it was mid-performance, so obviously
Yeah,
it was being recorded.
recorded.
So then we restarted, and that was really great. I think the end pose was quite epic. And after that also, I was, I think, still a little jarred by what just happened. There's a shame and embarrassment of how I ruined
No,
something,
if
like
I
a moment.
may, add to that, what I hate about weddings is that they are so hard on women and so easy on men.
Oh man, nobody
Men
talks
just have to
about that.
Men just have to show up. I was shooting on Rocky Rani, and somebody from the camera team told me, video assist team,
Yeah.
कि मैं अपने शादी पे शूट कर रहा था, शूट खत्म करके गया हूँ मैं.
What?
Yeah, there have been people who went,
From
got married, next day back on shoot, not taken a honeymoon for a month.
It's kind of sad.
What I'm saying is, I get all of that, but social construct is such that
Yeah.
men are providers.
Yeah, they just have to show up.
That is, I understand Foram.
Sorry, oh my god.
Ruk ja.
I'm feeling
Ruk ja. I get it. Murtabad. Yes, I get it. I understand.
not what I meant.
But रुक जा. कुछ दूसरी बात बोल रहा हूँ मैं. This construct is that men don't have to be there for the wedding. तुम्हारे बिना भी शादी हो जाएगी. हो जाएगी तुम्हारे बिना भी. तुमको बस फेरे लेने के लिए आना है.
Oh god.
That's the benchmark. तो तुम कैसे दिखते हो, तुम क्या करते हो, कुछ मैटर नहीं करता. And men sort of take a pride in that. In the sense that, हाँ ठीक है ना तुम्हारा ही है. मैं तो ऐसे ही हूँ. So they will not take an effort.
They're chilling till the end.
Yeah.
I know grooms who have not groomed themselves, and they are called grooms. They have not groomed their beards.
Straight up would walk
Just
out.
woken up and come out in a sherwani and just don't have to look $1 million because woman has to do all of that.
True.
And that puts so much pressure on women.
Yeah. And that also adds to the school of
So-
thought that a wedding is always like, a woman dreams of how her wedding is going to be. No. Because they want to kind of, justify that imbalance.
No, which is fair. See, okay, it's not a bad thing to dream about a certain wedding.
It's not a bad
It's
thing.
not
but-
something that has also been imposed on somebody. If you are exposed to that in the sense that, a wedding can be all of those things, you can dream about it. If I was told early on in my life,
Yeah, I suppose.
कि you can have a dream wedding, I would dream about it because as a child, that's what you do, you dream.
And
It's not the construct that I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is then that means the other party, which is us, are left to do nothing.
yeah.
So we just have to be bystanders at our own wedding. And somehow we've taken that to be, good thing.
Yeah.
No, you have to be invested in it.
Yeah.
That means that you have to select what you're going to wear.
What you're going to.
How do you want things to be?
Yeah, what do you want?
This is your wedding as well.
Well, yeah.
And
Right.
only if you want it, do I want it with
And
you.
you have to, as a man, have to take responsibility for that.
Yes.
this is what I have to do. Oh shit, this is my
So
wedding
much
as well.
Because he came back like 10 days
I was
before the
shooting.
wedding.
And you came back and you
And
were
I
like,
came back and I was like, you know what?
And all of my million
If
breakdowns.
I don't come and do this, she is not gonna get married to me.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
There is no.
I was like, buddy, this is hanging by a
And-
thread at this point.
I'll tell you what, चल मेरे से आज शादी कर लेगी.
But आगे yeah.
अगर मैंने आज if I don't take responsibility for something, it's not going to go like any longer than now.
Yeah.
Because I can get away with this. But
Yeah.
tomorrow, if I don't take responsibility, she's gonna remember that I didn't take up responsibility during the wedding.
100%.
Also, I think it does flow
It does.
into your experiences like that as a couple, because what I was thinking at the time and what I may or may not have been able to articulate because there was so much pressure is this how my life is always going to be?
Yeah.
Is he always going to be away? Is this always going to be इस बार ये हो गया कुछ और आ गया
और
oh ये
लोगों
तो
को-
women are expected to do
और
no,
हाँ,
but
वही।
you tell me you know better, but is this always how my life is going to be,
लोगों-
or are we going to do what we decided to do together, like
build
do
a
we
life
both
together.
want it?
Yeah. I know that a lot of women have very strong opinions on this, which is expected, but I think the men need to have strong opinions about it as well.
Yeah.
Or just
And what
opinions.
happens is that
I'll tell you what, like the fact that a girl is always told since childhood
Yeah.
that तेरी शादी होने वाली है.
yeah,
Okay, लड़कों को क्या बोला है तुझे पैसा कमाना है.
तुझे पैसा कमाना
से
है.
तुझे काम करना है. So I
Yeah.
think men show up for their work with so much responsibility,
Yeah.
with so much diligence, with so much accuracy. Like they're there. That
Yeah.
one phone call or work call, guys wouldn't miss.
But similarly, ask them to show up for a family function, they're not.
They're not there because they're not taught. They're not told.
Yeah,
But
and
that's
they're
what I'm
given the
saying.
leeway
Yeah.
also that हाँ चलो उसको तो काम है. But if a woman skips the family function because उसको काम है, have you seen just see people's faces even though they don't say
Yeah.
things out loud? It's just
Yeah.
doesn't sit well
No,
with them.
which I
अरे adjust कर सकते थे.
I completely-
अच्छा important था क्या? I just wanted to be there.
I
It's
completely
work.
understand angst from women
Yeah,
because it's जो जायज़ है, absolutely justified.
True.
yeah,
What I do want from men is that you take up more responsibility on the familial side of things.
yeah.
It's important
Be
for you to
involved.
be there.
You know, especially if you sign up
Want
for
to
it.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Want to be there being the key thing.
yeah,
Because it's not like किसी ने तुमको बोला है कि
yeah,
तुझे शादी करनी है.
yeah,
Love marriages especially, and I see this with a
Yeah.
lot of love
Love
marriages as
marriages,
well.
yeah,
Men just want to show up as if it's their right.
yeah,
Very granted feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
क्या
And,
होने ही वाला है ना अभी तक
and
है.
privilege shows.
Yeah.
And you won't want to acknowledge that,
Yeah.
but that shows. But beyond all of that, right? When we were getting married and when that thing was happening, I have to be there for my partner.
Yeah,
I know that nobody else will be.
yeah,
However much they say and they would want to help, the one person that you're going to want to listen to and to be with is your partner.
yeah.
Yes.
And I know that I will fight the world for my partner. I always will stand by her no matter what. And this situation is no different.
Yeah.
So, as much as I want to say that, oh, मुझे भी नहीं आता dance, but
Yeah.
अगर if you
matters
are
to her.
not, if this matters to her,
Yeah.
I'm going to learn all the
Learn.
steps.
Yeah.
And this is a new
I'm gonna
situation
do
for both
this.
of us.
And in that moment, I any which ways don't care on stage,
Yeah.
like how embarrassed or like ashamed I am, because I have no shame. I have no sense of embarrassment.
He's very unabashed.
मैं
It's like, okay, if you're
मैं
dancing,
नंगा जा
okay.
सकता हूँ stage पे, even though I'm very conscious of my body. I'll be honest with you,
मतलब वो ज़्यादा सोचता ही नहीं है.
because that
It's
is
beautiful.
it's that also theatre training comes very handy because we're exposed to acting a lot
Yeah.
when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So crowd भूल ही जाते हो because light इतना strong होता है ना, सामने कुछ दिखता नहीं
दिखता ही
आपको.
नहीं है.
So you only focus on the light, you don't focus on क्या कर रहा
क्या
है.
चल रहा है?
Yeah.
और वो पीछे से गायब करना बहुत easy हो जाता है तुम्हारे लिए.
Yeah.
So when she was there, right, I wasn't even looking at the people because I didn't even see the people.
Yeah.
Only person
What
was
mattered?
Foram. It's okay. तू 5 बार भूलेगी ना, वो 5 बार बजाएगा
Start
वापस.
करेंगे. Yeah.
तू चालू कर, भूल वापस चलेगा. They are here for us.
That was damn cute.
Nobody else matters tonight.
That was so
We'll
cute
do this
though.
That is really
till we
cute.
get it right. It
But
doesn't
I
matter.
was weighed down by the shame of ruining a special moment. He's like, what moment? We'll
We'll
do it
create
again.
it again.
Creating
Nobody
the moment,
has to
yeah,
know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the head.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize that. I didn't realize it that time. At that time, I thought I'm ruining a perfect moment. But the truth is, what is perfect anyway? He's like, nobody has to know. We'll do it again. We paid the camera people. These people are here to eat food.
You know, before we got married, we were talking about what is your idea of a wedding.
Yeah.
See, marriage and wedding are different things.
Very different things. That's
right?
what people don't
So,
tell you.
What is your idea of a marriage?
Yeah.
What is your idea of a wedding?
Wedding.
So now a Foram wedding is like was sacred and it means something and she's
Yeah.
against certain things and certain principles.
Yeah.
मेरे लिए clear था, wedding is a celebration. For me, it's a party. I'm going to do through a 3-day rager where it's not about getting drunk and all, it's just about enjoying whatever the festivities are.
Like
Going to have
celebration.
fun.
जो भी करना है मुझे मजे करने हैं because I'm celebrating what? I'm celebrating our love.
Yeah.
Yeah. His favorite people, my favorite people, getting together, celebrating in one room.
फिर उसको जो भी नाम देना है
Yeah.
तुमको, तो you want to do
Doesn't matter
rituals,
what
you
it
want
is
to
or
do
what we
पूजा,
do.
मैं सब करूँगा. It doesn't matter.
We'll just sign up and do everything and
Because
just
if-
hope to have fun.
Because the moment you realize that a wedding is not your marriage.
Oh man.
Your marriage is a lot more than just 3 days of fun.
Yeah.
Or 5 different activities in 3 days.
Yeah.
You really have to understand that it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
And a wedding is very symbolic of how things will be.
Yeah.
And you realize that only closer to when you get married.
Yeah.
But I would advise everybody to think 5,000 times before you get married. And if possible, do not get married.
Well, honestly,
Do not, like, if you want me to look in the camera
he
and say,
took my line.
do not get married, guys. Because, at least this is what I truly believe in.
I mean,
And it's not your partner. Your partner is never the problem.
yeah.
It's the other things in a
It's
in a
everything
wedding
else.
and in a marriage. The
Yeah.
institution of marriage is a familial institution.
Yeah.
Meaning it enforces certain rules, certain dogmas, certain
Yeah.
principles that you have to live by.
Yeah.
And you have to make things work.
Yeah.
Rather, individuals make a marriage, yes,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's a machinery.
True.
Yeah.
You have to have familial expectation setting, social expectation setting.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like you said, it's a machinery. So if you
Yeah.
change one thing,
Yeah, if a
you
cog
want to do
changes-
one thing differently, or to make sure that it's not as derogatory for women of today as it was back then everything has to change. And everyone gets a little bit awkward. They're like, okay, so
Yeah.
we don't know how to deal with that. So what do we do? And then some people just feel bad about how differently things are done now,
Yeah.
simply because they're different. They don't even question. They don't even, reason with the status quo as to why things are the way they are so far. Everything from, we kind of eliminated the Mangal Sutra.
We eliminated
situation,
the
because symbolically it did not
Kanyadan.
make sense.
We eliminated so many things that are supposed
You,
to be
you
said.
haven't changed your surname as well.
No.
She hasn't changed her
I'm like,
surname.
it didn't make
Matter
sense. This
to
is
you.
not even a
It's-
rebellion anymore. Now that I'm here and now
It's
that I'm already
pointless
married and I'm
to do that.
happy to do this.
But did you have any conflicts from your family?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you were getting like
Both sides.
Because
Yeah.
of course, both sides,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Shouldn't
but
say this
because-
out loud, but yes,
No,
they
it's,
did.
it's okay, but like it's very typical.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
every
yeah.
family to have this because when a new girl is coming,
Yeah.
the family thinks in a certain way.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a girl in your family.
Yeah, they didn't have a daughter. But see, that's the thing that people need to prepare their families for, right? I think men need to have this conversation, which I think
Which I
I'm
did.
so
You
proud
did?
to announce that he
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
I think
6
because-
months before the wedding.
sat
No, I
down.
think a
What
few
did you-
months before the wedding.
6 months before
when-
the wedding. I remember this.
What was the process like? Like
Because-
you just sat down and
Yeah.
So can I say this? I used to visit very often,
Yeah.
and I used to wear clothes that I wear back in my home. And I used to, one time I also came to help his mum because his grandmom wasn't well, so she needed some help. And I was happy to help. And we just needed more hands on deck. But I thought that, our gender roles have been are starting to define themselves from now itself, because I'm expected to help in the kitchen. That nagging thought of, is this how my life is going to be? Is this how it's going to be cemented.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's when all the anxiety attacks began for me, and I don't even think anybody else played an active part in it. They were just doing their thing.
Nobody can relate to
It's
it.
difficult.
Because he's living his own life.
Yeah, and so
It's
are
very
they.
difficult,
So are
especially
they.
if you don't have a sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't have any close friends who've
Yeah.
told you about this, कि ऐसा होता है.
Yeah, and they're fairly progressive people, I think,
Yeah.
his family. It's just that they're not used to seeing this
Something.
right in front of them.
Yeah.
In action. So I think when that happened, it gave me a little bit of discomfort, and I'm like, you know what? I never thought of this. This is going to be different. This is not going to be my house. I can't just like my fella ke nahi baith sakti, because I am also new to those people. Even though I want to feel that comfort level, it is layered in discomfort.
Yeah.
And it's hard to confront also. Hey, is it okay if I just like, you know, be myself? Nobody's going to say no, but
how do you like pinpoint those little things?
how do you
Like,
approach
can I
that?
wear
But I'll
this?
tell you
Can I
what.
sit like this?
But I'll tell you.
But
I'll
then
tell you
I
what.
also don't want to ask, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
you don't
also
want
like
to. How
it
do
should be okay. So,
So,
how do you approach that topic at all?
Just at the risk of interjecting your
No, it's
conversation with a point, is that when I sat them down, I told them that I'm my brother, my mother, my father,
Everyone, he sat them down.
all
and had a
people who
conversation.
were going to live here. I was like, guys, a woman is coming to your house.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's gonna be part of your family.
yeah,
It is your responsibility to make her feel at home.
yeah.
It is
feel
not her
comfortable.
responsibility, because she's leaving her house
Yeah,
to come live at your place.
yeah,
Be a good host. Be inclusive.
yeah,
Eliminate your biases. Know that she understands what responsibility is.
yeah.
Yeah.
If she goes wrong, please excuse her
Yeah.
like you excuse me and my brother. Treat her no different than your own child. I know it is very difficult to assume that other people have the best interests at your heart for you.
Yeah.
But when you are being family to somebody,
Yeah.
you have to keep that in mind, that other people have the best interest at your, like, for you in their hearts.
Yeah, you have to assume that
And
because other.
bone of contention there was, oh, will she help in the kitchen? Will she wear shorts? Will she? I was like, guys, you have to assume that what she'll do is the best. But to make it clear what your
Yeah.
expectations are.
To be open to that communication.
Communicate.
What do you
See,
expect from
as
me?
open as
Let's
I
talk
am.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't about, oh, tell me what you expect and then we will just have an open conversation about it. It was also about, can you please get to know me? Because if something is not okay by me, but you're still expecting that off of me, it's still good to put it out there and talk about it, because it doesn't mean कि आप बता दोगे और मैं कर दूंगी. Chances are that it still won't work out, you know, in the most natural way possible. It's not like, oh, we expect you to do something sometime, but then again they won't communicate it at the time, which means it's an understood thing, which means I'm supposed to take up responsibility like it's my house.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling like it's my house, because that feeling doesn't just come naturally, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort from people around the house, not just that one person.
Yeah.
You know, it took me the longest time to get out of my room and roam around freely. I was only free in that one room, but it just takes time.
Yeah, so it really hinges upon the people of the house
Yeah.
to make the other person comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means being interested in the person that's coming.
Yes.
It's sad, but parents are not really interested in who you are.
Yeah.
They're more interested in what you become.
Yeah.
Who you will
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Or what you're going to do.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What you're going to do.
Yeah.
And they're not really interested in, and it's just how parenting is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not to say that parents are bad people.
No, just
What happens is that we're so focused and fixated on
Yeah.
your futures,
Yeah.
we forget about the present.
Yeah.
We do.
My parents made the same mistake, I would
Yeah.
say, and which a lot of parents do.
so did mine when
Is
you know,
that
my brother got married.
is that their expectation setting
Yeah.
was not conveyed properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't communicate well for a reason, because nobody's communicated well with them all their lives.
Yeah.
Yes. they've not.
They don't know
They
what
don't
it is.
know this.
They don't know
They
this.
don't know this.
They don't know this.
कि ये option है.
Yeah.
That we could do this differently.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
telling them ki listen, we expect you to cook us some meals.
Yeah, just out of love.
Just
But the
out of
thing is,
love.
Even then,
But you know, like that would also mean that they have to do the unsaid things, meaning
yes.
they have to know who Foram is.
What do I
what I
like?
said.
They have to sit down and talk to her.
How was your day, perhaps? But
वो-
that
and then when I
doesn't
tell
give a
Foram
gap,
कि
right?
देख मुझे नहीं पूछा आज तक 30 साल में तो तू तो नहीं आई है तो Foram is like especially क्योंकि मैं नहीं आई हूँ मुझे पूछना चाहिए.
Yeah, but
But
same,
for
I mean-
girls, it's very important. You know, when
Yeah.
you're trying to like,
I-
they'll do so many things.
fair.
For example, if she does things for you,
Yeah.
it's because she thinks you're interested in knowing her
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
emotions.
You're
and you're invested
Yeah.
in her.
Spot on.
And-
It's a woman thing.
Yeah.
I completely now I understand it
And
very well.
Yeah, and I know so many of my girlfriends who are married now,
Yeah.
and they're like, they just like my in-laws. They don't know me. They're not even interested if I
Yeah.
like bhindi or I like this sabzi.
Yeah.
or I
Tone
like,
deaf.
Nobody,
Absolutely
but they know
tone
what
deaf.
their son likes.
Yes.
But why do they not take the effort of knowing?
They don't even. I'll
Is
tell
it
you
so
what.
hard?
Because
They,
शादी कर रहे हो तो अगर बोलते हैं कि परिवारों की शादी हो रही है,
हाँ.
because it's not the guy who's supposed to know
Yeah.
the girl. Even the family is supposed to know the girl.
absolutely.
I think
Which
it
is
took
why
me-
weddings are problematic in the sense because the girl is expected to do everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
But the guy's side will not do anything.
True.
I'll tell you more than that. I think just to add to that, I think all of these new experiences for women are like, हाँ ये तो सबके साथ होता है.
हाँ.
Yeah.
But for men, they are like, हाँ सभी escape करते तो तुम भी escape कर लोगे.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
It's very
ये
balanced.
कैसा conversation है
And we're
about
very
the same
used to
thing?
saying, you know, शादी वाले jokes.
Yeah.
कि-
Husband wife
अरे
jokes.
अभी गुजराती में
Oh,
बोलते हैं
no.
कि एक प्ले है कि તમે પતિ થયા તો પતિ ગયા.
पति गया.
Oh, those kind of jokes.
And there are like so many of those
Yeah,
that
yeah.
oh men are always like you know अगर अभी मैं भी कुछ बोल रहा हूँ अरे इसकी बीवी ने इसको सिखाया ये सब ऐसे नहीं बोलता नहीं तो
हाँ.
इसकी बीवी की वजह से बदल गया
बराबर.
ये सब चाबी ना बीवी माँ इसे women are always made to be the villains
Yeah.
Of course.
in every house be it the mother
As if-
mother-in-law daughter-in-law grandmother-in-law
What's funny is that they treat their sons as if they don't
Men-
have minds of their own.
Yeah.
But then don't get them married, no?
Yeah.
If that's what you truly
Yeah, yeah,
believe.
true.
Yeah.
Why are you
If-
getting them
if
married
you are-
and then thinking he's getting influenced?
And
Arre,
he's
so of
getting-
course
badal
he's
gaya.
getting influenced.
and it's not only
That's
her
what partners do.
it's not only her
Everyone, yeah.
my grandmother accused my mother of the same
Same.
Same.
and
generational
Everywhere.
their thing has also
Everywhere.
but they don't see these patterns
patterns.
They don't see
their
that.
their awareness levels are very low
Low.
But I think that way, you know, a big part of it is, and something that I can't not mention, I can't ignore that they've also been repressed and oppressed for so many years and in so many different ways that
Yeah, that's why
I
they're
think
carrying
there is
those
a
patterns, no?
patterns meaning I think they're also carrying the bitterness, you know,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to look through that
Yeah.
fog of bitterness because when you're so unhappy with your own life
Oof.
and individuality has been crushed at so many levels, strategically it's been crushed. So how will you know that I'm supposed to feel happy for another person?
Which
It's
is-
not human. They're not superhumans, yeah. We can't expect so much
No,
from them.
which
So
is-
part of me feels bad, but I also just understand that
Yeah.
they're not able to do, they're not able to empathize beyond a point. They're not able to bond with me beyond a point. So it took me all of this time to now like get into their space and be like, hey, so ask me how my day was.
no so that's
How
what
are
I
you?
was
So how did that make you feel?
I'll tell you
Oh,
what
like make inside jokes. It takes so long.
ironically I was working on Rocky Rani when my wedding was happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very important for couples to live with each other's parents
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Should
to
have
get
done-
to know
एक दूसरे के
each
traumas.
अब क्या है हम हमारे परिवार उतने लिबरल नहीं है अगर आप मूवी भी देखोगे तो वो भी उतना लिबरल नहीं है एंड इट्स नॉट इवन आई मीन माय क्रिटिक ऑफ इट इज दैट कि औरतों के पास वर्किंग वुमेन डोंट हैव दैट मच टाइम
Yeah.
ओके जितना वेला वो
Working
बंदा है
people don't
ना
have time.
उतनी वेली वो बंदी नहीं है
हाँ. True.
और न्यूज एंकर्स के पास तो बिल्कुल ही टाइम नहीं होता
Man, they have.
the thing
Proper
is
schedules.
that what I like about the film is that it opens up dialogue
Yeah.
that how invested is your family in me
Your partner.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, for example, when I went to her house, and first time we bolo, if I was a prospective friend, boyfriend, whatever,
Yeah.
and or prospective, like, you know, damad. Her father never went beyond क्या करता है,
Yeah.
फैमिली में क्या है,
Yeah.
ब्राह्मण है,
हाँ.
ये है, डन, दे दी बेटी.
उनके लिए वो important होता है, and I guess
wait,
in a way I
नहीं, नहीं,
understand.
नहीं, नहीं, इम्पोर्टेंट होता है अलग है,
Like that check
बट
mark.
उसके बियॉन्ड
You
मुझे
are
जानने
क्या? Who are you?
को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
I yelled
मैं
at
डकैत
him.
हो सकता हूँ कल. I
Yeah.
may be a horrible person.
Yeah.
Who
As long
knows?
as I'm in the same caste, and as long as I'm making good money,
Yeah.
and I belong to a good family,
Decent, well-known family.
That's
Okay.
it.
The,
parents
you know,
are like, I
well-respected
have done my
family.
bit.
Yeah.
Please take her and go.
Please take.
And the funny part is, they've always had this.
And they're not bad people.
Correct.
They're not bad people.
Of course.
But it's all up
But-
here.
Yeah.
My father mentioned something and it just ticked me off, and I'm like, I yelled at him, and I'm like, do you know if he will cook for me when I am not well?
Oh, yeah, it was like,
Have you
yeah.
asked him that? Do you know him? Do you know what he likes to do for as a hobby? Do you know how he treats women? Have you asked him a single question?
औरतों को
I
मारा
think-
है पहले, ऐसा सब नहीं पूछा उन्होंने.
I mean, not that anybody is going to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, those genuine questions.
Yeah.
and I'm sure that my father wants to eliminate those negatives for me. But did he take steps to ensure that? No, he did his background check in different ways, the way he understood it. But is
The
that
way-
enough in today's day and age? Like, I know.
That's the format, right? वो भी वही
Yes.
सोच के आए
वो भी
हैं
वही सोच के आए कि अगर
कि
ये
ऐसे ही
सब
करना
है,
यही
हाँ.
सब करना है.
Yeah.
Because हमने हमारे टाइम पे
यही
यही
किया था. But it's
और
not
यही
enough
सही
now,
तरीका
na? Honest, you know, I have not been very starstruck, although I do have a story that archives back to when I watched Hasi To Pasi and he was playing, you know, Pariniti's father.
Huh.
And it was just so cute. So I sat my father down and I'm like, you have to watch this movie because it was so cute. And I think a part of me, part of that stayed with me. As to how he was in that movie. And I think somehow, no matter how much we try, we kind of have this image of how these people would be in real life.
Yeah.
Although I'm not very starstruck, generally speaking. So when I came here for the first time to meet him, as a friend, of course, much after the first date, of course, and he opened the door, and he was in like his home clothes, like, you know, like shorts and a like a regular shirt, and I'm like, okay. I was being myself because I wasn't as starstruck. I was just very aware of who he was. And it was great, but it doesn't hit you. It hits you in waves. I'll tell you cut to how it is now. But back then, I was like, hi uncle, I'm Rudra's friend. And he's like, acha, who? Okay, hi. Because he's not used to people just being so like not intimidated by him.
Yeah.
Which is fair because he has his presence. Like when he's in a room, you can feel it. Cut to now, sometimes when you're like, क्या बोल रहे dad यार, मैंने बोला उनको, अरे I asked him what was his miscommunication, something regular,
Of course,
like
the
घर
regular
की
life,
बातें,
yeah, regular.
घर की बातें, and then I just realized he's a legend. he's a fucking legend, and I just never realized it. It just hits you in waves. So now I truly know that I truly feel like a member of this family because I really take his stardom like a pinch of salt until it hits you every once in a while that my god, it is huge.
I keep telling her that मेरी शादी इसीलिए हुई है क्योंकि हंसी तो फंसी,
Oh no.
like मैं dad's character was that.
Yeah, it was
And,
very close to my
manifested
heart.
it.
I think
Foram was
so.
told
हाँ कि यार ऐसी
when
चाहिए.
Foram always wanted a father like him.
It's a very silly thing. It's a very superficial
Or
thing.
before knowing my father,
But
she
it
said
really,
this to me.
yeah, it really stayed with me.
Before knowing who my father is, she told this to me, and then I said, you know, that is my father. You know that,
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Anything I've seen him
That's
in?
such a
and
cute story. I mean,
I know.
You must have felt that he's, joking, no? Like,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah, for a
actually,
second.
I would
Aap
have,
agar if you
except when he
Google
said
also-
the name right. Yeah, I had to look him up to recognize his face because I don't really recognize him by his name as much as
Yeah.
the character names.
Character names, yeah.
So he's
So if
like,
you say Kachra Seth, yeah, people will be like,
yeah, exactly. So I didn't
But if
feel
you say
like he
Manoj
was.
Joshi, it's a little con.
Yeah,
Achha,
like,
wo,
have I
wo,
seen
yeah,
him in
of course,
something? And then I'm
legend.
like, yes, him, yes, obviously.
What was refreshing was that Foram was not bothered about it.
Yeah, I
At all.
You don't have.
She's not starstruck about anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Anybody. And that is great because
That's a
nor am
great
I.
thing,
मुझे भी नहीं फर्क पड़ता कोई भी हो.
कोई भी हो, हाँ.
कभी क्योंकि if you work in the industry and
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're like,
everyone's doing their work.
But if I
Just the
see
normal
Rakhi
people,
Sawant,
yeah.
oh my god, I will go get a selfie. I love her. Yeah.
What do you all
but
fight
speaking
about?
of-
What do you all fight about?
if I have to fight her, I have to get down on emotional level. She has to fight me. She has to get down to technicalities. And now we've
क्या
realized
बोल
that she knows that मेरे से fight करना impossible है. Because मैं give in कर देता हूँ.
Yeah, he doesn't fight. He just doesn't fight. And, it
And
took
she's like, this
so
is
long.
counterproductive because fights का मतलब ही है कि solution निकले.
We're supposed to fight. We're supposed to have these different opinions. And
No, we've had. Ashamed to say that, but मेरी वजह से हम सड़क पे लड़े हैं.
अरे भाई, we've had one public fight, and then after that,
घर के कलेश में फीचर नहीं हुआ बस.
Oh man, every
Like, I'm sorry. मैं माफी मांग लेता हूँ यार मैं क्या ही बोलूँ तुझे. है
So
मैं
he's
गलती
the
है.
one who'll always say like immediately कि
मेरा है मेरे को डिसॉल्व करना है सिचुएशन.
yeah.
तू
I
मेरे
think
को
they
झगड़ा
want
मत
to-
कर because
they want to pacify, and I think that is true for a lot of men also. They want to pacify the situation, get the solution out, and I'm like, are you listening to me? And sometimes you don't even want a solution. Sometimes you just want them to
Fight.
listen to you
just
and
listen, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
sometimes just fight.
Yes, fighting
and
is
sometimes
important.
Simply just hear them out. Maybe,
I have learnt.
Maybe pick up a thing or two. Maybe
What have you learned?
I have learned.
You know he does. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
No, he has to say
does
this.
He goes to parties after these 2 years. He turns trauma into content. I don't know why he's not a content creator. Why? Okay, it really should be flipped. Yeah.
you can be that.
He does this. He goes to parties and goes to weddings and birthdays, and he's like, मैं बताता हूँ. He gives this husband crash course to all of these young boys, who are dating.
You
and
should
he tells
start
them-
Namaskar.
course. You
Namaskar.
should.
My name is Rudra Joshi. I'm a professional husband.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
He does call himself a professional husband, although he is a personal little Ranveer Singh that I carry around. Very proud of that. But he does this thing, okay.
See, Ranveer gave me blessings before I came to marry you.
He
So
did, no?
I think
Yeah?
it transferred.
Yeah.
वो आ गया वो सब.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Ranveer ate mithai from. Basically, Ranveer doesn't eat any kind of sweets and shit. Okay. So I was distributing me. शादी होने वाली है तो मैं क्रू को सब बांट रहा था. मैंने सबको मिठाई बांटी. Ranveer was so sweet यार. I don't know if he remembers also. I was giving everybody तो उसका bodyguard है. Okay.
मिठाई दिया.
तो नहीं महादेव था. This boy was there. महादेव. So he was like कि मैंने बोला महादेव को मिठाई का. तो मैंने बोला सर खाएंगे तो बोला नहीं सर नहीं खाएंगे मिठाई. तो he's like एक मिनट क्या है वो. तो बोला nothing Ranveer I'm getting married so I'm giving everybody sweets. शादी का मिठाई है तो मैं खाऊंगा यार दे बहुत मस्त चीज कर रहा है तू. He was so sweet. He was like that's the
said
best
something
thing.
also, na, yeah.
He was like he was the best चीज बोलता हूँ तेरे को शादी कर रहा है मस्त काम कर रहा है हमेशा भाई ये सब होते रहेगा शूटिंग वूटिंग होते रहेगा लाइफ चलते रहेगा. बीवी को खुश रख खुश रह लाइफ में और कुछ नहीं चाहिए तुझे. मैंने बोला सही बोल रहा है रणवीर.
और अब क्या करता
Please
है
मिठाई का.
अब क्या करता है रुद्र पार्टीज में जाके सुनो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ बीवी को खुश रखो.
ए नहीं यार
सब ठीक होगा.
कुछ भी.
He does that. He does that.
Good thing, right?
He really does.
I've always believed in it as well. I
Keep your
think
wife
It's
happy,
true.
man. Like
Of
And
course
it's very-
it aligns.
see, it's
I'm
good
not
too.
saying it's random and
it's one thing to say that
beautiful.
कि बीवी खुश तो सब कुछ ऐसा बोलना easy
kind
है.
of true though.
It's very difficult to believe in it.
yeah.
It's very difficult to understand what happiness is for your partner.
Yes.
Foram understands it really well for me.
Yeah.
I took a lot of time understanding it for Foram. And because of that, it took a lot of time for Foram to be perfectly happy with me.
Yeah, it took a while, not gonna lie.
Women make more sacrifices
Yeah.
automatically, and I think men refuse to acknowledge that, thinking that we also make sacrifices. Your sacrifice is not the same.
Not the same.
You're not
It's never
moving
gonna be the
houses.
same.
Never gonna be
You're not moving houses. You're not living with strange people.
Yeah.
You're not expected to do certain things. What you're expected to do is fall in line.
Yeah. Like straighten up and get your shit
What
together.
is that the max
We had
amount of sacrifice you're willing to make?
Honestly, you're not taking care only of the guy you're getting married to. You're understanding his parents.
Yeah.
You're understanding his siblings. You're understanding
hard.
his friends. I mean, it's such a task for a woman.
Yeah.
Like, she's supposed to adjust and understand everyone's emotions.
Yeah.
One, like I just like suddenly कि शादी हो गया तो now
Now
think
we're
समझना ही
supposed to-
चाहिए.
Now this is your
समझना-
family. How can that be your family? But they really do need to play a very active role.
no, I think genuinely I think he's really married to you.
Yeah, he is.
I
Because
mean,
honestly,
when you just say marriage,
I expect no
most of
less.
the men are not married, even if they are married.
They're just there.
Really? As in what?
They're
in
just
what
there,
sense?
bro.
I mean, like she said
Just,
that you.
oh, अच्छा.
हाँ, like
Side
तू
cast.
है. Like अगर हाँ, like चल, like you're there invested completely कि अच्छा stand लेना है तो मैं हूँ, problem है तो मैं
Yeah.
हूँ.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what. If not me, then who?
Yeah.
And I think that it's something that I understood very early on. That if not her, then who?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm sure that she also, even if she won't say it,
Yeah.
I'm sure she feels it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of effort that goes into it, and also I think a lot of surrendering, which it's very hard to put into words. But a lot of you need to just surrender to the fact that you've decided to do this. Once you're completely secure with that person, you really
Yeah.
need to surrender.
And there is no-
so you can build that life together that you both have visualized.
Yeah, and that there is no one size fits all. To be
yeah,
honest.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just depends
It's
on the
different.
person you're with.
It's different. और romance change होता है.
Before wedding, I'll tell you something really amazing. Before the wedding, when you are away, right? You make a plan. अच्छा कहाँ मिलना है? In orbit मिलना है. अच्छा shopping जाना है. अच्छा okay, okay हाँ ठीक है. So whole day of prepping. अच्छा मिलना है. Anticipation में, you know all that is there. Then when you meet, then okay you spend that time. फिर जाने का time आता है. अच्छा okay थोड़ा और. Then again you're going back and you're texting. And it's the anticipation in which the romance lies in,
Yeah.
right?
Oh man.
When you are married, the anticipation is dead.
हाँ.
क्या मंगाएंगे खाने में? कितना मजा आया हमको?
Yeah.
Okay, will you cuddle and sleep with me?
Oh.
Will you brush your teeth and
With
floss
me.
with me?
Truly.
Will you?
That's romance now.
That's
Yeah.
romance now.
We do brush together. We put on some random song from the 90s and we are vibing on the.
That's romance.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's him,
romance.
that's me, and we're like.
Yeah, and
Vibing
we're
with the
dancing
brush.
and we're like doing with the brush.
It's a whole vibe, and we are just being goofs. And I think it's important because if you don't do that, what else are you gonna enjoy? Because now the fun is in cancelling the plans.
Yeah, and
that
staying
involve
in.
in orbit and stay in and watch Modern Family. And I think that's what it is.
I'm so
Introducing
glad
to-
you all
yeah.
did this podcast and did not cancel it. A question that I ask everybody, and I want both of you all to answer. What is love for you guys?
I think a big part of love is companionship. When I wake up and choose to spend time with you every single day because I have fun with you, because I'm comfortable with you, because you make me happy, because I think you're funny, and because I think I want to spending time with you never feels like a waste of time.
That is love
think
for
that's
you.
love,
And
right?
what's love for you?
I think love for me is unconditional giving.
Okay.
I don't think about receiving when I'm in love, and
It's a very higher form of love, I would say.
No?
it's the highest form of happiness
That give, yeah. Oh,
that
wow.
that I get in my life, truly. So it's constantly about giving, and whatever you receive is bonus. Then, and if somebody is worth, in your life to get that love from you,
Yeah.
you're a lucky person.
Wow.
As simple as that.
That's so nice. Okay, now moving on to the next segment. It's a
Yeah.
fun game.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We had such
Rapid fire because
It was
बहुत
so
बातें
good
करने।
talking to you guys. You guys are like goals.
Okay.
Okay, who does it more? Sort of a thing. Okay. We'll start.
Yeah.
Okay. Who keeps the room messy? Okay. Who gets jealous easily?
Hello.
Baby.
So
Okay.
proud.
Who
of
takes
my
more?
toxicity.
Who takes more time in getting ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is never punctual?
Neither of us are punctual.
Both
I'm
of
telling
us.
you, all our friends are like, कब आ रहे हो?
Worst. They're like Rudra and Foram time or actual time.
Actual time.
Yeah.
That's the
Who is good at keeping secrets? You?
Yeah.
Who has a better sense of humor?
I think we're both pretty funny.
Ooh, भाई झगड़ा हो जाएगा आज
Hello,
रात।
hello.
आज झगड़ा हो जाएगा इस क्वेश्चन पे।
I think your audience should answer
We
that.
take our humor very seriously.
Okay, fine. Who remembers important dates?
I think neither of us remember anything. एक बार
We're bad.
एक बार monthversary चला गया and I'm like, fuck, we missed our 6th monthversary. Wasn't it supposed to be a big deal?
Are you that couple who celebrates like?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We celebrate nothing. We celebrate nothing. Let's just end it there.
Okay. Who is more annoying?
Wow.
ऐसे झगड़े कर ही लो यार छोड़ो.
I tell you what, I'm just very naturally annoying. My aura is very annoying. But he can really decide to annoy you
I can
by
decide to
correcting
annoy
your
you.
grammar and by telling you backstories of everything. He can decide to be annoying.
If I want to be annoying, I'll be more annoying than anybody else around.
Yeah.
Foram.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, who splurges more?
I have a problem that I don't spend money.
Guys,
Foram has a problem that she can't stop spending money.
no, that's not true. I enjoy spending money.
Chal, okay, bus, not a problem. It's an enjoyment.
Okay.
ये सब महंगे शौक जो पाल रखे हैं क्या होगा और
Fine. And the last one is who snores more?
he does.
I have deviated
Yes.
septum.
Okay.
मैं रात को-
Tell me again, who's more romantic? The
I
last
think
one.
he is. He's too.
Clearly, he's for the right.
He just अरे रे.
I would love to like.
Perfect. Okay, that was a fun interview with Foram and Rudra, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next Roar episode. Till then, keep roaring and rising in love, and don't forget, I roar you.
I adore you too.
So cute.
Cut.
Woo!
That
Let's
was
go.
amazing.
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches.